What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Unknown Coatings channel. Got kind of a cool video today. Doing two different projects for the same customer. A set of these Advan RG wheels and then a valve cover. Both of those are going in Volk Mag Blue. Going to show these going in the stripper real quick. Pop them back out the stripper just to get that out of the way. My stripper video is coming soon. As you can see, the stripper does a great job. I did just finally have to buy new chemical after almost a year of using this stuff every single day, by the way, or 5 days a week, I should say. About 8 to 10 hours a day it's doing stripping, and it took a year before I needed to buy a new product. These did have some curb rash, I think on all four of the wheels actually, but as you can see here, just my normal technique, an 80 grit disc thrown onto the DA, and just go ahead and knock all this down smooth. These were probably right on the edge of maybe where sanding isn't the move. There might have been some areas that, had they been a little bit worse, would have needed some weld put in them, some metal added back. But these actually turned out perfect doing it this way. And just a quick reminder, if you like powder coating or powder coating content, please be sure to like this video, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, turn on all notifications, get a heads up for when I post new videos. Threw these into the blast cabinet. If you don't already know, I use 3060 green diamond. If you're sick of me saying that, just know that I have to say it pretty much every time because I get asked in almost every video what the media is that I use for blasting. It's always 3060 green diamond. I've tried others, multiple others. It is the best one. There's no debate for me. I know that there's some people that have a hard time getting access to this media. It's very easy for me. I suggest just looking up green diamond blast media and seeing if you can get it at a local distributor near you. Obviously, after blasting and outgassing, which I don't really show in videos most of the time, gonna need to tape off the back pad. You can see here I'm just using the standard green tape. This video is actually recorded a good while back when I was still using green tape. I am basically no longer using it at all. Pretty much exclusively on amber tape and occasionally blue tape, but for the most part, the green is completely out of the mix at this point. Got these things all hung up on the rack, rolling them into the booth here. Spraying these in a big booth. If you don't know, the shop has 2 different booths, 3 different ovens. I'm going to be doing a video kind of explaining that situation because I do get asked about it quite a bit. And the color, once again, that we're using is our rendition of Volk Mag Blue. Now, I've been working on a powder line that is going to be coming out. I know I've been asked about it a bunch. The whole point of this powder line is to match a bunch of high-end Japanese wheel colors. Now, to be fair, there's some other companies like BBS who has a German branch. I'm doing matches to a bunch of their colors as well, but the main focus admittedly is on Japanese wheels. Plus I'll have matches for a bunch of the high-end 3-piece and forged wheel brands that are made in the United States because I get asked to do matches of those constantly as well. Companies like HRE, ADV1, all sorts of them. I don't want to go through the whole list. If you're a high-end wheel guy, you know the ones. I'm going to provide full lists of all of those colors, as well as selling a bunch of powders that do match these colors. These are powders that I'm having made specifically to match specific colors, so these are not going to be off-the-shelf powders from another company that are a close match. You might have actually seen I've done a lot of these Advan RGs on the channel. I actually have, I think, a couple other videos that I could post that are also Advan RGs. These are one of my favorite wheels. These are not mine. These are customers. I've done my set on the channel, I think, at least. I don't know. I've definitely done multiple sets on the channel. I'm not sure if I recorded doing mine or not, but I personally love these wheels. They're a very lightweight wheel, classic design, great fitment on, like older style stuff as well as new stuff. These are original Advan RGs. They actually have up to the RG3 now, I think, which is the newest variant of these wheels. After we throw the partial cure on, our rendition of Volk Mag Blue, pull these back out, let them cool back down, and we're throwing the Tiger Bengal Clear over top of these. If you know the channel, you know this is my favorite clear by far. Best gloss levels in my opinion. Super easy to spray, very consistent, minimal orange peel. It's just the best overall clear, at least in my experience, and I've tried multiple different ones. I do have a video coming up that I've been working on that's testing a bunch of different clears as well as a bunch of different chromes and gloss blacks. The editing for that video has been a little more challenging than I anticipated, but as you can see, these came out absolutely amazing. This is a great color. This is a dead perfect color match, by the way. Volk Mag Blue, actually, there are 2 different variations of this color, but the very early one is only slightly different, and almost nobody tries to get you to match the original one. If you're a huge Volk nerd, you know the difference in the two, but these came out great. As you can see, this is out in natural lighting. The sun was going down here, so the color doesn't look probably as on point as it might otherwise. But then we're moving on to this.
All right, guys, got this valve cover here that was coated by a local coater once again. Have a similar project with some brakes. It was also done by a local coater. We're going to go over some of the issues with this. It's not terrible. There is some things to go over, and I have some other fears once I strip this, but we will get to that. So, what I want to start off with is kind of the aftermarket part of this, in the sense that these are AN fittings that were put on. This is normally used as a PCV setup or for a catch can. You can see here powder. Now, the reason that this is a problem is this is the only sealing point that these have. They don't seal on the threads, they seal against this. And the customer, I said, do you have any issues with this leaking? And he said, yeah, I do. Is it from that powder? I said, yeah, it is. So he did all the traditional, Honda masking that Honda guys seem to love, even though it's for nothing. He did the worst thing possible, which is powder coat this and then grind it all down. The reason that it sucks is that when you go to do this again, the letters are uneven and really short, especially these ones typically. The left, the V, and then the whole left side of the V are usually really low, and then the ends of the C you can actually see where they round down. That happens pretty much every time. So one of the concerns I have is that when I strip this is going to be glass beaded underneath. And if you know anything about powder coating, you know that glass beading before powder coating, especially on aluminum, is a big no-no. The masking that was done, I mean, there's huge, thick layers of powder on this. I'm not really sure why it's so thick. We flip it over, you find some of the common things where there's built up powder that came through a hole. I can already tell how this was hanging just by where all the powder cascaded to and all this. And to be fair, this isn't a huge deal. The downside for this is not a prepped surface. So this powder just starts to flake off and go into your oiling system, which obviously is a problem. It ironically does look like my trick of using foil is used here. And this was done by somebody who does follow my channel, so there is a chance that that's also the case. They left some of the foil in, kind of a bummer. And then there is another thing right back here. Now, there was a hole here. It was welded up. This is where the PCV setup was running off of initially, and it was welded up. But it means that no time was taken to fix this problem, and it was just given to the customer this way. This job cost about $100 from what I was told. I don't know how long ago that was, but we're going to strip it and see if it is glass beaded underneath. And just as I suspected, it's been glass beaded. That's why it's very shiny. And that is not what you want before powder coating. This is a real problem. We are going to work on this. This is where that weld is. There's a bunch of holes, which is what led to all the air bubbles and weird crap coming out when they powder coated it the first time. So we're going to take care of that. Got all the powder off of these fittings. This was the other thing that was an issue. Well, one of the many issues. And then everything on the inside, it's all clean. No more powder. Powder was real built up in here. I'm guessing it was hung with this facing up. The powder was built in there. It was crazy. And because I'm kind of weird about this stuff, I'm actually going to go through and get rid of all these little nubs that stick up. There are always some along this piece. I don't know if I can even get it to focus. Of course I can't. But all these need filed because they all show up in the powder. I always try to smooth it out ahead of time. Alright, so I blasted just this area to make sure that I'm opening up all these pores This is from when the PCB opening right here was welded up. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. I use EvoStrong from Tiger. I have a video coming up showing the other options that you can use, but we're going to use that right now. Alright, and like I said, I do have a video coming up that's going to show you guys how to use this product and some other fillers. And this is my preference. To be honest, it's a JB weld that works just fine. So expect that coming in a video.
I just want to throw this in here real quick. I've been telling people to use this product, and it turns out that Epsi no longer sells this product. This is a high temp vinyl that you can cut, or a high temp masking product rather, that you can cut on a plotter. There are some other places. I think high temp masking is one of them, so you might want to look them up. Next up, we're going to be brushing these letters. I'm putting the sandpaper onto a block. I usually start with something fairly high grit, numerically like an 80, to cut the groove as best I can, cut the grain in the metal. End up going through up to about 400, and then I hit it with a Scotch-Brite pad, green Scotch-Brite, to end up kind of giving it like a satin finish. I have tons of other videos on this. That's why I'm just kind of rushing through this so you guys don't have to hear the same thing in every single video. And this is it after all the masking. Once again, this is all masking that I cut on the plotter. I am going to set up a site so there are files that you guys can download for all the masking for common valve covers, lots of different brake options, most of the Brembo brakes, and other brake calipers that are quite common, or at least ones that I do. Figured giving you guys access to the files so you didn't have to go through and set them up yourself would be probably beneficial to a lot of you guys. I am still working on the unknowncoatings.com website. So expect that. I don't know. I would guess in the next month. I have so many other things going on right now. So many different projects I'm trying to launch all at the same time, which is why the videos have been kind of sporadic. But I'm finally, I don't know, I feel like catching up. So hopefully that is in fact the case. The customer also had just a small tow hook, which is what you just saw me coat there. Now that this is all coated, I got to go through and get all the powder off of the brushed letters that I just did. What I'm using here is a silicone squeegee to knock most of the stuff off. You can really only do this if you know that your letters are flat or close to flat. Since I just sanded all these, I know that they're at least, pretty close to flat.
So these grooves, there's no powder in any of these. No powder in the valve cover. This thing is ready to go in the oven.
All right, and there you have it. This is, once again, our Volk Mag Blue. I'm going to show it kind of in two different lightings here so you can see how close this color actually is. If you know this color well, you know that it kind of leans towards the green side of blue. But I have a video coming up showing how well this color actually matches a brand new wheel fresh out of the box. Anyway, so that'll do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Should have a couple more videos up in the next few days as well, so be sure to check the channel. Thanks again.